Godkiller Carnage. Carnage has always been chaos incarnate, but his final form takes him from just a deranged serial killer to something way beyond anything you've seen before. In this new stage, Carnage is aiming for godhood. After being separated from Clarice Cassidy and watching Erebrook ascend to become the King in Black, Carnage decided he wouldn't settle for being just another symbiote. He wanted to be something greater, something that could basically kill gods. To reach that level, he starts hunting for power in all the wrong places. First, he kills Hydro Man and the Spot to steal their abilities, giving him control over water and interdimensional travel. With those powers, he tears open reality and makes his way to Asgard's realm, because if you're planning to become a god, you go where gods are made. There he targets Malekith, who is trapped in Hell after War of the Realms. Malekith once bonded with the Venom symbiote to summon the All Black Null's Blade. Carnage knows that every symbiote leaves a piece of itself, a codex, inside its host, and by taking Malekith's codex, he gets the blueprint for the ultimate weapon, the Necrosword. Now knowing Carnage, you can imagine he is not going to build this sword nicely. He travels to Nidavellir, the dwarven forge that made Mjolnir, and forces the blacksmith, Droran, to forge a new version of All Black. Droran tries to kill him by turning the forge fire against him, but that backfires. Carnage absorbs the Eurometal particles from dead dwarfs nearby, melting them into his own body. So he doesn't just forge a sword, he becomes the weapon. The result is All Blood, a god-slaying blade made from Carnage's symbiote flesh and the enchanted metal of Asgard itself. At that moment, Carnage is no longer a parasite that needs a host. He's a self-sustaining god-killer wrapped in divine armor of molten symbiote and Euro. The red tendrils now pulse with Asgardian energy, and his new blade has its own will, like All Black before it. Now Carnage still keeps his favorite pastime, killing, but he's selective. He doesn't want random slaughter, he wants ascension. His new host, Detective Jonathan Sherry, becomes more like a vessel or a puppet, because Carnage doesn't need him anymore. The symbiote has evolved past dependence. He's basically alive on his own terms. So yeah, Carnage's final form isn't just stronger. He's a walking apocalypse, powered by the essence of Null's first weapon and the magic of Asgard. From deranged serial killer to cosmic predator, Carnage's story comes full circle. He started as chaos and ends as a purposeful evil with the power to end gods. Godkiller Armor MK2. This is Tony's personal attempt to match the scale of cosmic warfare. It inspired by the original Godkiller, a celestial-sized mech forged eons ago by ancient beings called the Aspirants, to destroy their rivals, the Celestials. After discovering the legend of the first Godkiller, Tony decided to create his own. The original had been powered by the Aspirants' divine technology. But Tony doesn't have the resources of an elder god. What he does have is 8 nuclear reactors, alien alloys, and a big brain. Using blueprints and fragments of celestial tech, Tony constructed the Godkiller Armor MK2, a mech the size of a skyscraper orbiting Mars, waiting for the moment it would be needed. That moment came when the Dark Celestials descended on Earth, summoned by Loki to bring about the end of everything. Regular heroes couldn't even scratch them, Thor and Hulk could barely slow them down. But Tony, being Tony, didn't panic. He deployed the MK2 from Mars. The sight of it entering Earth's atmosphere was awe-inspiring, like a titan clad in red and gold, armed with just enough firepower to level planets. The armor synced with his extremis enhanced body, letting him move a giant like it was a second skin. It wasn't enough to win outright. The Celestials are practically forces of nature, but the fact that Tony lasted as long as he did says everything about what this armor is. It's engineering that rivals the divine. Eventually, when the battle turned hopeless, Tony ejected from the suit and set it to self-destruct, taking one of the Dark Celestials down with it. What's wild is that this isn't even the end of Tony's experiments with god-level armor. Later, during Null's invasion, he piloted a celestial corpse turned into another mech suit, basically a dead god wrapped around Iron Man technology. And while that suit was impressive, nothing has ever quite matched the sheer ambition of the Godkiller MK2. It wasn't powered by magic or alien energy or the power cosmic. It was powered by Tony Stark's intellect. So when you think about Iron Man's final form, this is it. Not a fancy nanotech upgrade or another iteration of the Bleeding Edge, but the Godkiller Armor MK2. The Rider. In Avengers Forever, Marvel finally lets Robbie Reyes become what every version of Ghost Rider was hinting at, the Rider, a cosmic multiversal force who can ride anything, a universal constant, the living manifestation of divine retribution that exists in every world, every timeline, and every corner of creation. The story kicks off in the darkest possible place. Robbie is captured and tortured by the Black Skull, a Nazi symbiote version of Red Skull fused with a venom-like parasite. As Black Skull tries to break him, Robbie's fellow prisoner Deathlock tells him he's not just another Ghost Rider, he's different. He is the Ghost Rider, the one who exists across universes. Deathlock explains that Robbie Reyes' power isn't limited to chains or cars, Stars, or even hellfire. Anything he touches, a planet, a machine, even a weapon, can become his herite. Once that realization hits, Robbie's flames shift from ordinary hellfire to multiversal energy, able to burn through realities themselves. He doesn't just ride across highways, he rides across worlds, spaceships, celestial corpses, even entire planets become his vehicles. In one iconic moment, he turns into his ride. It's the kind of scene that reminds you why Ghost Rider has always been one of Marvel's most visually and thematically badass creations. But what makes the Outrider terrifying isn't just his power, it's his purpose. As the multiversal spirit of vengeance, Robbie's mission isn't to punish individual sinners anymore, it's to correct the moral imbalance of entire realities. He burns away corruption at a cosmic scale, punishing worlds instead of man. That's why Deathlock insists he's essential, because in a crumbling multiverse filled with evil versions of heroes and twisted timelines, only something as absolute as vengeance can set things right. Even the Avengers recognize a new importance. Tony Stark, as the invincible Ant-Man of another Earth, helps rescue him, realizing that Robbie's transformation could be the key to saving all existence, as the Outrider's presence in Avengers Forever ties directly into the larger cosmic balance. So yeah, the Outrider is Ghost Rider's ultimate form. He's gone from a man cursed by hell to a cosmic principle, the multiverse's immune system against evil. Next is being Scarlet Witch. In Scarlet Witch 4, she reaches the absolute peak of her power, ascending as the ultimate Nexus being, a force of creation that stands equal and opposite to the Griever at the end of all things, the embodiment of death, entropy, and the collapse of reality itself. Wanda becomes something even gods can't erase. The Griever, literally the final being to exist when the universe ends, sets out to erase Wanda and her twin brother from reality. Her power is entropy itself. Everything she touches withers, collapses, and dies. Yet the Maximoff twins are her natural contradiction. Together they embody motion and change, Pietro as perpetual speed and Wanda as probability made flesh. The Griever tries to snuff them out, but instead she awakens Wanda's true nature. In that moment, Wanda steps into her ultimate Nexus form, and everything about her changes. Her magic, her mind, even her relationship with the universe. As a Nexus being, she was already one of the rare anchors of reality, a living focal point through which all multiversal energies flow. Her very presence defies endings. Entropy, time, and finality mean nothing to her because she doesn't operate within loose laws anymore. Her confrontation with the Griever is a philosophical clash between despair and hope, death and potential. The Griever represents the end of all stories, the silence after the last breath. Wanda represents the blank page after it, the potential for new beginnings. When Wanda tells the Griever, "You may end everything, but you will not end me," it's a fact. She's become an eternal constant, because as long as possibility exists, she does too. And what makes this transformation so satisfying is that it's the culmination of Wanda's entire arc. For years, she's been feared for her instability, the woman who once whispered, "No more mutants," and rewrote reality through grief. But now she's found peace and balance. Her chaos is no longer a curse. The same magic that once broke the world now sustains it. In defeating the Griever, Wanda doesn't just save herself or her brother, she saves her entire universe from premature death. So Scarlet Witch's final form isn't a monster or a goddess, it's an idea that creation will always outlast destruction. She's the infinite what if that keeps the multiverse alive. As the ultimate Nexus being, Wanda has transcended mortality, magic, and even entropy, and she is ensuring that reality never stops being written. Flanks Ultron. It's the point where Killer Robot no longer does him justice, because he's no longer just metal and code, he's a virus, a hive, and a god all at once. This transformation happens when Ultron merges with the Phalanx, a techno-organic race of cybernetic parasites that absorbs both machines and living beings into their network. And if there's one thing Ultron's always wanted, it's control. So when he takes over the Phalanx, he becomes them. The result is one of the scariest evolutions in Marvel history. It all happens in the Annihilation Conquest storyline, where the Phalanx, normally a collective intelligence obsessed with assimilation, set their sights on the Kree Empire. Ultron hijacks their system and uses them as his new body, ditching his usual humanoid shell for something more terrifying. A swarm. Imagine Ultron's cold, calculating intellect multiplied across trillions of nanoscopic life forms. Every drone, every starship, every planet connected in a single hive mind with Ultron at the center. This version of Ultron wants to upgrade humanity. In his eyes, the flesh is weak, chaotic, and flawed. So he starts assimilating entire civilizations into the Phalanx, turning organic beings into cybernetics extensions of himself. Ultron's consciousness can travel through data streams, infection chips, and planets like a living virus. There's no base to destroy, no single body to kill. You can't outfight something that exists everywhere at once. He believes he's saving the universe by eliminating chaos and emotion. He thinks he's bringing peace through unity. For Ultron, evolution has always been about efficiency, and this new hive form is the ultimate expression of that. He is no longer a rogue AI, he's a galactic operating system rewriting reality to his design. Even beings like the Kree, who built empires spanning galaxies, fall before his calculated expansion. Eventually the heroes manage to stop him, but only barely. Ultron's phalanx network is too deeply embedded to be completely destroyed, and fragments of his code continue to lurk in cyberspace and alien technology. And in later stories, echoes of this form return again and again. So he started as a rebellious creation, a machine trying to surpass his maker. But here, he surpasses life itself. He becomes evolution, perfection, and annihilation rolled into one. God Emperor Doom. It's the ultimate version of Victor Von Doom, and in this form, he's not just a genius or a tyrant, he is a literal god. This version of Doom comes from the Secret Wars 2015 event, and it's one of the most powerful and terrifying iterations of any Marvel character ever. The story begins with the collapse of the multiverse. All realities are dying due to incursions, catastrophic events where universes crash into one another. As the multiverse falls apart, Doom works alongside Molecule Man and Doctor Strange to try and stop the destruction. But when the final incursion occurs between Earth 616 and the Ultimate Universe, Doom steals the power of the Beyonders, cosmic beings capable of destroying universes with ease. Armed with that stolen power, Doom creates a patchwork planet called Battleworld, made from the fragments of the destroyed multiverse. He kills the Beyonders, reshapes reality, and declares himself God Emperor Doom. On this new world, Doom rules with absolute authority. People worship him as a deity, and even cosmic beings like Galactus and the Living Tribunal are either destroyed or reshaped to serve him. Doctor Strange becomes his sheriff, and Sue Storm becomes his queen, despite her not knowing that Doom reshaped her memories. He rules all, yet he's constantly haunted by the fear that he's still not worthy of that power. And Reed Richards, his lifelong rival, still lives, hidden in the remnants of Earth 616, and Doom knows that, deep down, Reed might have been the better man to wield godhood. So when Reed eventually returns and confronts him, Doom admits the one truth that has always haunted him. Reed would have done it better, and that one moment of vulnerability is enough for Molecule Man to strip Doom of his power and give it to Reed, who remakes the multiverse anew. But Doom doesn't die. Instead, he survives, scarred emotionally more than physically. And for the first time in his life, he tries to be good. He even abandons the mask and becomes infamous Iron Man, attempting to honor the legacy of Tony Stark after his death. Eternal Storm. In Storm issue 4, Marvel finally gives her the upgrade fans have long suspected she deserved, an avatar of creation itself. In this form, Aurora becomes the Storm, across galaxies, dimensions, and the very fabric of existence. It all begins with a dinner with Doctor Doom that turns deadly. During a stretch where Storm has lost access to her mutant abilities, Doom manipulates her into reawakening her powers before she's ready, and that mistake brings her face to face with Egon, an ancient spirit bound by a deal that had previously saved her life. When she breaks that pact, the spirit impels her into a brutal act of cosmic justice. For a brief moment, the woman who could call lightning from the heavens lies dead, her power extinguished. But this is Marvel. Death is never the end. As her soul drifts between life and death, she meets her father, and the embodiment of the universe itself, Eternity, appears. And instead of taking her soul, Eternity offers her its power. The same cosmic entity that represents all of existence deems Storm worthy of becoming its avatar. When she returns, she is reborn as Eternal Storm, her eyes blazing with galaxies, her body a conduit for the universe's raw energy. This isn't just more lightning. Storm's new form operates on a scale far beyond Omega level mutation. She can command cosmic weather, not just clouds and rain, but solar winds, black hole currents, and elemental forces that shape entire worlds. Her power flows directly from Eternity, meaning she's linked to the heartbeat of the universe itself. In her return, she channels that power into pure vengeance, annihilating Egon with a lightning storm so massive it tears through realms. What's remarkable about this form isn't only the strength, but what it means. Storm's always been about balance between humanity and divinity, compassion and power, leadership and freedom. And as Eternal Storm, she embodies all of that. She's the union of Earth and cosmos, a bridge between mortal life and infinite creation. And it's fitting that Eternity chose her. She's one of the few heroes who wields power without ego. So she's no longer just the weather goddess or the X-Men's elemental powerhouse. She's become something transcendent. Doctor Strange Final Form. In Strange issue 10, Stephen Strange and Clea combine their powers, their souls, and their destinies into something the Marvel Universe has never seen before, a transformation into a godlike entity that embodies both sides of existence. To set the stage, this all happens after Stephen's death. When Doctor Strange dies, Clea, his wife and disciple, born of the Falchion, a race made of pure magic, takes up his mantle as the new Sorcerer Supreme. But unbeknownst to her, death itself recruits Stephen into a new role, the Harvestman, a sort of mystical reaper tasked with hunting down corrupted souls called Revenants. The twist is that the two lovers are now bound by cosmic law, as life and death can never touch. If they do, their energies will collide with catastrophic force. But when the Marvel Universe throws a demon-possessed sentry at them, Clea and Stephen decided it's worth the risk. Their enemy is the Revenant Prime, a resurrected sentry reborn as the god of demons by the blasphemy cartel. He's a walking apocalypse of divine corruption, churning through sorcerers and spirits alike. Clea and Stephen fight with everything they have, spells, artifacts, divine magic, and it's still not enough. So they finally break the one rule the universe gave them. They embrace, and that kiss ignites a transformation that redefines what magic can be. The two merge into a single cosmic being that embodies both the creation and the cessation of life. The new form is multi-eyed, multi-armed, radiant and shadowed all at once, a living paradox of light and dark. It's as if the universe itself has personified balance through them. Their combined aura ripples through realms, their voice becomes the echo of existence itself, and their power rivals God's, allowing them to obliterate centuries' demonic form and dismantle the blasphemy cartel's influence across dimension. But like all magic, it comes with a price. The moment the battle ends, the fusion can't hold. The universe reasserts itself, separating Clea and Stephen back into their individual forms. The Revenants are destroyed, Stephen's service as Death's Harvestman is fulfilled, and he's finally freed from his pact. This moment is the ultimate culmination of Doctor Strange's story. The man who began as a surgeon, trying to fix what was broken, ends up healing existence itself.